Welcome to today's show. My name is Jesse Malin, and I help you make your best relationship. Today, I wanted to share with you information about human consciousness, our emotional vibration, and realistically, the scale of consciousness. And I will be posting that right here. Hopefully you can see it on the screen. But the scale of human consciousness. Did you know that you vibrate and that you vibrate based upon how you feel? So our body creates chemicals that get circulated around. A lot of them are made in the brain, but other areas of the body make them get circulated around our body. And when these chemicals attach to specific cells, they begin to vibrate. This is how your body communicates with itself. This is why communication happens fast in your body. If you're very in tune with your body and you notice some things make you feel good, other things don't make you feel good, and you notice it right away, that's because things your body communicates through vibration. It's very fast, very fast. Well, a man by the name of Dr. David Hawkins created this scale of consciousness, and he did it based on our emotions. And as you can see on the scale, there is this whole range of what I would consider negative. He calls them contracting, right? Contracting emotions. And then there's this higher area of the scale where it's very expanding, and it's those expanding emotions that enable you and empower you to create the dreams you want to create. So why is this important for you to understand in your relationship? I think it's important to help you understand the differences between the contracting and the expanding states of being and feeling, because you will do anything you do based on how you consistently feel. So let's maybe talk that in a negative aspect. If you ever notice people who are stuck in negative vibrations, negative emotions of thinking, they are living a very contracted life. So people who are stuck in this negative way of feeling or thinking, right, they will actually actualize less in their life. They will actually create less in their life. There will be less fulfillment. There'll be less dream making. There'll be less enjoyment from their relationships, things like that. And realistically, this is all aspects of life. But where the relationships a huge part, or at least should be a huge part of our lives, when you think negatively about yourself, it's going to affect your relationship. So take a person who has a problem, right? We see acceptance on the scale here. It says it's up here in the expanding. When you are accepting of yourself, when you accept yourself for who you are, that your worth is not defined by another person or a circumstance, right? You know that you are worthy. You know that you're valuable simply because you're alive, right? There's no outside thing that's telling you what your value is based on, right? When you learn to accept yourself, wonderful things happen. But when the flip side of that, a lot of people struggle with their own value. A lot of people, they struggle with accepting who they are, accepting their past, and maybe letting things go and moving on. They allow that to get them stuck where they're at. And that, when you don't accept yourself, when you don't feel good about who you are, that affects all aspects of your life, especially your relationship. And so how does that affect it? Well, think of it like this. If you don't think well of yourself, how's that going to affect you in dating? Or if you're already married, how is that affecting your spouse? People they pick up on how we feel about ourselves, or how we feel about things that, maybe we're talking about. People pick up on that. We're all aware of that. Some people aren't aware that they're aware, but they still react based on what they're picking up about us. And so if you're not feeling good about yourself, you're going to hold yourself back. You're not going to go do those fun things. Maybe, as far as money's concerned, you're not going to go get that job that's going to pay you what you're worth. It's not going to overwork you anymore. Those type of things. And, if you're working at a job that's paying you little, that's working you to death, maybe that's not going to provide a very conducive atmosphere for your relationship. You're not going to have money. You're going to be stressed out about money, and because you're stressed out about money, you're not focusing on the love that you have for each other, and that creates a divide, right? And because you're working so much, you're tired all the time. When you do finally spend time together, maybe you're in a bad mood because you're because you feel this way. Because you feel low about yourself, you're creating that. Your reality is a reflection of your inner beliefs, and so that is being reflected back to you. And because you're seeing that, it's making you feel that way, and it becomes a negative spiral downward. You get stuck, if you will. And that is the flip side. But now, if you were to take the positive aspect of that, say you did accept yourself. Say you have these standards for yourself. You find that you yourself are very valuable. You believe that. That's a core belief for yourself. You're not going to put up with people treating you like garbage. You're not going to put up with wasting your time away. You're going to design your life on purpose. You're going to be proactive about it. So, that's just one aspect of this scale of consciousness here. And that becomes very important. You think about love here. When you're experiencing love, that is when you start to see things. You stop being judgmental of others, and you start seeing people for what they're what they really could become. You see their potential, right? You start loving them. I think that's all spiritual leaders. This is a very powerful asset that they have. They see the potential of what people could become, and they love them as if they already were, and that's powerful. And when you're loving, and you're starting to see things, you start to notice that everyone in your life actually has a part of you in them, that we're all connected. When you start to love on yourself, then it becomes easy to love on others. Because realistically, then you begin to see that, hey, that is me in a sense. Yeah, maybe it's not exactly you, but like you and everyone else share similar aspects. We all are connected type deal. And when you love, then that brings joy. You see how it kind of spirals upward? You connect to joy here. And when you feel joy, like that is such a wonderful feeling, you're not stressed out. You don't have any of these negative things weighing you down. You feel joy. That automatically connects you to peace. And peace feels so good. Peace feels wonderful. It's a very healing feeling, right? And when you're feeling peaceful, that is when you're able to tap into enlightenment. That's when you're able to receive the inspirations or start to understand things as they really are. And life becomes powerful. That is when you become empowered. So how does all of this affect your relationship? Just by knowing if something is going to expand your consciousness or if something is going to contract your consciousness. So in talking about expansion or contraction, if you are living in a contracted mindset, you have lost your power, you are not creating the life you want to have, and you are not happy. That's going to show in your everyday actions. That's going to affect your relationship. On the flip side of that, if you are living in an expanded way of feeling, because you're going to do based on how you feel, then you're going to create the life you want. That is very empowering. You're going to see things for how they really are, whether it's good or bad or negative or contracting. And if you can become aware, if say you're really happy and then all of a sudden, maybe this upset comes that's not like major, but maybe something that's just annoying comes, you can, one, realize, hey, this thing is contracting in nature and I'm expanding, I'm growing myself. This is why you're here. You're here to learn and grow, right? You're here to expand. And for me to give into that, that's going to give my power away. That's going to cause me to contract. Contracting means to shrink, right? The process of shrinking. And you can become aware of stuff that serves you and stuff that doesn't serve you, of people that are going to either help you expand and grow or people that are going to try and be contracting to you. You can become aware of those things and then design your life to have the things that you want to have in it. Now, I'm not saying you get total control of your life, but it becomes a lot more enjoyable when you become proactive. And the way you become proactive, the first step is by becoming aware. And so I hope this emotional intelligence video and this, understanding this chart has been helpful. And I hope that you use it to better your relationship, to make your best relationship. And you can do that by becoming aware and choosing what is going to serve you, what is going to help you. And with that, I hope you make your best relationship. And I bid you adieu and much love.